how to pronunciate your words, like how to understand and read the room, how to present as a lady, how to carry yourself, how to stand, you know what I mean? How to, cut your dress in when you sit down and cross your legs so that you're not exposing your body parts, how to make sure your cleavage wasn't hanging out. All these things was like a thing before. It's like it didn't pass down to a generation because a lot of people, they're just overtly aggressive and they think the world is receiving them in this new way. And it's like, no, a lot of people that's receiving you lived in the old generation where they understood how things should have been, how you should have been raised. So if that hasn't been taught to you and now you're encountering people who's privy to that type of upbringing, that type of etiquette, then they're going to be like, you're going to be a complete uh, outlier to them because it's like, ladies aren't supposed to act like this. Why are you acting like this? This is weird. You know what I mean? It's like when you see certain things that's not supposed to be, it's got to be weird to you. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Like, that's not supposed to be like that. Like, it's odd. Because you understand, like, hey, I grew up from a generation where, we got whoopings if we didn't properly talk. I couldn't whistle in front of my parents and do whatever. And like, that was viewed as disrespectful to them. So I had to always be conscious of the fact that, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's an etiquette that's expected of me. So when you, as a young lady, is now in the presence of a man who may be considering you as his wife, he's not looking for ghetto. Just keeping it 1,000. He's not looking for that. Now, there's some guys who like ghetto. Maybe it's sexy. Maybe it spices up the sex life. I don't know. Some guys like it. It's cool, I guess. And it's cool on a short-term basis. Like if you're dealing with somebody temporarily, I'm really okay. So you use whatever. It's entertaining in the moment. But can you wake up to that for 40 years? Do you want that to be your reality, for the foreseeable future? Do you want all this, like extra masculine vibe as what you're coming home to? The answer is no, which is why a lot of dudes don't sign up for it long term. A dude would deal with you on a transactional. He'll have a night, he'll chill, he'll vibe. He might stick around for a couple months, maybe a couple years. He's not signing up for that for a lifetime. So your attitude does matter, ladies. Don't let this get you misconstrued. Your attitude matters. Absolutely does. All right, let's continue.
And I'm scaring 30 men away, but there's one man who's like, that don't intimidate me. I like it. Good. That's the one I want.
And women gonna be soft for the man that they want to be soft for.
That one guy might be the guy that knows how to play the game and say that, oh, your masculine side, oh, it's cute to me. That man could potentially bust you down and still leave you to the wayside. That's not a good way to determine a great character of guy.
That's a fact.
I don't think it's necessarily something you have to pull out of a woman. I think we all naturally have it, and it's going to come out for the right man who bring it out.
From the man's perspective, you got to show me a sign. Like I got to know, I got to see it. I got to experience it. Even if it's just, oh, she really funny though.
Facts.
Or it's like,
She just said something that triggered a thought in me. The notion that this man has to bring that out of her. What? That's so weird to me. How do I bring out of you something you're not? Like, if a guy is kind, it doesn't take a certain person to take out his kindness. I don't view it like that. I feel like if you are something, you are something. If you're a loving woman who's respectful, who's a lady, you're that, whether the right man has you or the wrong man has you. You don't get to selectively pick and choose when to do it, when not to do it. You know what I'm saying? To me, I don't agree with that. I feel like that's an excuse people give themselves to not change their behavior. because they feel like in certain settings they can justify being that way, in other settings they can justify not being that way. And it's like, you got to understand, the world is still perceiving you as you are. So why not just be authentically true to who you are? Why put on one version of you in one way and one version of you in another way? Now, I understand there's a difference of setting certain things in terms of like work, you know, in your professional space, in a professional environment. Obviously, the setting calls for more professional output. You dress up a certain way, you're carrying yourself a certain way. Yeah, but in your leisure time, obviously you get to showcase a little more of your personality, right? Because now this is your curated space and you are essentially curating your experience. At work, that's somebody else's curated space that you got invited into, and they have workplace rules and policies so that it could be a safe environment for everyone to feel comfortable in. So what you may feel comfortable in your leisurely space at home may not be what other people who are your colleagues feel comfortable in. So they set these standard rules that everyone can adhere to in the workplace. So now you have to change your behavior to assimilate to that environment. At home, you set the terms as to what your comfort place is, what your vibe is. So you can justify people being different people in those two settings. But in relationship, I feel like when you're presenting yourself to a partner or to somebody, you got to authentically be yourself. And a lot of people lead off the wrong way. If you lead off as the money man, then now you're expected to be the money man every time, bro. And if you have one down month or a bad year or stuff, you know, stuff goes left, now shorty is like, well, you told me to see you as the money man. But you could have had money if you didn't lead off with that. You didn't showcase that I was trying to be the money man. I was just being myself. What I had was not what was at hand. I was being myself. So now you fall for the person. So whether they got or don't got, you rocking with the person. But if you let people fall in love with your money or fall in love with, you know, you a certain way, like if they know you to be the fast girl, now they talking to you and treating you like you the fast girl. Now you want them to see you as like the wife material, and they're like, I met you and my man's and them was running a train on you. This like you want to be my girl now? Like what? You you understand what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, but that's what we talking about. How you lead off matters, right? So when she says, well, the right man is gonna get a certain thing out of me. So you mean to tell me the right man is gonna see the lady side of you? Why can't you just be a lady at all times? Like, would it be okay if I said the right woman is going to see the gentleman side of me? Shouldn't I be a gentleman to all women? If I was just a gentleman to you and an asshole to the waiter who was a female and an asshole to the female, people around me, would that not be something you take in? If I was an asshole to my mother, asshole to my sister, asshole to my daughters, but I was a gentleman to you, would you feel comfortable with that? Like, no. You know what I mean? So that's weird to me when somebody says, oh, well, the right man is going to get that out of me. No, miss, if you're a lady, you should be a lady at all times, period. If he's a gentleman, he got to be a gentleman at all times. You know what I'm saying? Like, and don't accept if a man's not a gentleman or he's only a gentleman with you, that shouldn't be acceptable to you. Because that's not really him. If he's only like that with you 10% of the time and 90% of the time the world knows him as an asshole, he's an asshole pretending to be a gentleman to you. He's not a gentleman to you. So if you're acting like a bitch 90% of the time to everybody else, but you're a lady to your quote unquote man, you're a bitch in real life. That's the whole point. It shouldn't be conditional as to what you are, what you choose to be, and the right man gonna get that out of you. Nah, no. Just be a lady. at all times. Be respectful at all times. Be kind at all times. Now, some people may not be able to appreciate the good traits and the good qualities about you, and that's where you get to decide not to expose them or give them access to those qualities for an extended period of time. But you shouldn't change the essence of who you are simply because a few people in your past couldn't properly appreciate those qualities about you. To me, good advice is be a lady, be a gentleman at all times. Whether the person deserves it or doesn't deserve it. Be a gentleman at all times.